Hey everybody, welcome to the Isabella Banks YouTube channel. It's your girl Wheezy here. Baby. Yeah. It's been one hell of a week, don't you think? I would say this week has been a roller coaster type of week. Have a post play, you have a courtroom drama, and then you have a plot twist of Windsor that the Rams would say now. um Megan Sussex, the Duchess of doing the damn thing. Okay, let me just get the presentation up for you guys so that you can see what I'm talking about. Megan is the Duchess of Excellence, shall we say? Anytime she puts her hand to do anything, she ends up making the best out of it. Like, who we literally are spoiled now because every time she does something, we fully expect that whatever it is the project is going to go to the top of the charts. And Confessions of a Female Founder did not disappoint. It rocketed to number one in the business podcast charts, leapfrogging Joe Rogan again. He must be so annoyed because after shading Megan, Megan leaves him in Spotify, goes to another platform, and still outranks him when she puts out her next podcast. He must be so annoyed. She also left Susie Orman. If you guys ever watched the Oprah show, you would know Susie Orman. Anyway, that's where I know her from. I just know her as the money woman. She has a podcast as well, and it's is it Money for Women or Women in Money or something like that. Anyway, and she's currently number two in the podcast charts, and our Duchess left her in the dust and went to number one. She also sped past the Diary of a CEO, Stephen Bartlett, I think that's his name. It's a very popular podcast with millions of viewers, and she left him in the dust. All of them must be feeling quite threatened, I would say, anytime Megan says she wants to do something in the creative space, just because they know that when she comes in, everyone's going to be clamoring to listen to or watch her work. So, yeah, she's giving the people who are already in the field a huge run for their money. And don't we just love it? That's how excellence is formed, isn't it? You have someone who comes into the field to try to do something, even if it is something that has been existing. If you have someone who comes in with an innovative approach or they do it even better, then yeah, they give the environment a shake, they reshape the way things are done. And that's what Megan seems to be doing. So, what else is happening? Okay, so the British media, as always, they have been foaming at the mouth because they're like, oh, no, 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 no," the rubbish that they're usually talking about. Meanwhile, they're just acting like Megan reading her own business journey or, discussing her business journey is somehow a war crime. And when I looked at some of the reviews on the Confessions of a Female Founder, it was some people were like, "Oh, I didn't get anything out of it. What were you expecting to get out of it? This is not a university course. She's just sitting down, kicking it with her fellow entrepreneurs on the challenges that they had to overcome in order to get to where they were. They're not going to come out and give you a play by play of how it is done. They're talking about their own experience. Duh. Anyway, it's the derangers, of course, who are leaving those comments. So of course, we don't expect their comments to make sense. That's where we are in the game with the derangers at the moment. Um, I will be doing a review. Let me know if in the comments if you want me to do a review, because I'm thinking I would like to do a review, but I would want to do a review. I think I would want to do a review with a co-host, just because of the dynamic. What we're talking about, we are talking about business. I can talk about business from my point of view, but I just think that it would be more layered if I have a co-host who is also an entrepreneur or has been an entrepreneur to join me on the journey. I'm planning one. I'm planning to do a review of the first episode next Saturday, and I've already contacted a surprise guest. It's someone you guys already know, but I'll just keep it a surprise just to add to the element of fun on the day. Who will be joining me to discuss all the points that Megan made on the day. But not to give a spoiler of what I'm going to talk about, one of the things I got from Megan's introduction to the podcast when it started, there's something she says that just resonated so well with me. And she said, "You know how to handle me." It's sort of like saying, like, you know how to handle me, or you know how to handle all that comes with me. And it's such a small phrase, but it's so huge. As soon as I heard it, it clicked for me, because I've been through, of course, like everybody else, we've all been through different stages in our lives, isn't it? But when you move from one level to the next level, sometimes the people in the level that you were before don't know how to handle the new you with the new status. And even if you step down in status or whatever, the people who you were living in your previous status, your previously elevated status, also struggle with how to handle you now that your status is lower. And I just thought to myself, that is so true. But I don't even think that people talk about this enough. It's just like a mental shift you have to go through. And it's literally like you almost have to change not just your mindset, but your friends as well. Like you shed a lot of friends as you climb, as you elevate. Anyway, so that just that one sentence alone in the 45-minute podcast was a lot for me. And yeah, if you haven't started the journey of self discovery or self awareness, then it's probably something that will go over your head. But for those people who know, then you might also find that that phrase also resonated with you. And I thought it was so, so true. Um, let's see. And just when we thought that was the headline, Prince Harry pulled a Beyonce. He dropped into London and Ukraine like surprise. I am still him. um, and as we know, Harry was back in court this week appealing the decision of the Home Office to strip him of his taxpayer funded police protection when he stepped down from royal duties. But, for all those who have been arguing back and forth about things concerning the decision to strip Prince Harry of his security, hold on to your wigs, because somehow Telegraph seems to be giving the impression that they have direct quotes from Prince Harry saying Harry believes that the move to remove his security was designed to trap him in the royal family. Well, while I say that is basically just saying the quiet part out loud, but I just wondered how they got this quote from him, unless they're talking about the group of journalists that were hanging out outside of the court. But I don't seem to remember there been any clips of Prince Harry giving any statements outside of the court. So I don't know where this huge headline came from because it seemed to have been telegraphed across all the newspaper syndicates. So it's blanket coverage of this same thing. But it sounds so close to the truth that I don't even know what to think about it. What do you guys think? Anyway, um, but being that we've been known this, and I feel like a lot of people would say, yes, Harry, yes, 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 of course. But I feel like that's not just petty, it's very, very petty of the royal family to have done this. And maybe in a moment of vulnerability, Prince Harry said he could forgive a lot since 2016, the year he met Meghan. But this shady legal circus, nope, he's not having it. Apparently, the sealed courtroom sessions revealed so much stuff. In fact, the revelations were so wild that Prince Harry said people would be shocked about what has been held back from the public. So, when they wanted the private sessions, it's not necessarily even about national security. Is just about protecting the image of either the government or the royal family because of the shady things that they did to Prince Harry. And I've had a lot of people in the comments and on Twitter saying, well, is Prince Harry saying that he didn't know all of this? Don't forget that Prince Harry has not been speaking to the public, he's not been speaking to the media. If you have any idea of how court cases happen, you would know that he would have received all of this evidence before he ever showed up in the courts. In fact, there would have been a lot of discussion about the evidence he received, even if he didn't have all of the information as things were occurring, like the why and the who and the when and so on and so forth. But just, being able to now say the quiet parts out loud is huge for him. They always want to make Prince Harry sound like, oh, he's hurting, he's yeah, apart from what they're talking about, him being vulnerable and all of that. But I feel like Prince Harry's energy when he came into town this time was a lot muted than it usually is, probably still feeling the effects of what happened with Santa Barley, which is quite normal. He's a human being, for goodness sake. But anyway, so for the people, my point was mainly for the people who were busy saying that Prince Harry, he uh is sounding like he's shocked to learn that the royal family were behind all of this, because I think they had told him that it wasn't them and that it would be the government who withdrew his security. Prince Harry already knew this. It's just that this is his first time being able to articulate this or voice it out to the public and say, "Do you know what, this is, what's really happening." I'm sure he would have loved to really bring us into the group chat and say, this is exactly what has been going on. But he is bound by the same maybe court rules and so on. So anyway, um the let's see. We're expecting the judgment of that case to come in Easter. In After Easter, I think it is. But I have to say, he's still looking good. He's doing a great job keeping himself mentally, physically, spiritually together. Despite everything going on, he's still looking good. As I said, the decision is coming after Easter. Win or lose, he says he's still coming back to the UK to support his charities because that's who he is. Okay. So, and just when the media was like, Prince Harry is lost, or he has lost the security case, bam, he has moved on to the next thing he is dealing with, which is Ukraine. The invitation to visit the people, the injured and wounded soldiers in Ukraine. We all saw that, right? This video is mainly like a highlight video for those who missed the breaking news during the course of the week. That's sort of like a Sussex news roundup. But I found it quite cute that while some papers were saying Harry has lost his way, he was busy walking through a rehabilitation clinic for wounded Ukrainian soldiers at the Superhuman Center. I love the name of the clinic, Superhuman Center. Oh. So while they were still struggling to deal with that, what happened? Somewhere in New York, a familiar glow appeared. I love this photograph so much. Megan and the um, dog. Megan, ever the patron of the arts, stepped out looking like I am busy, I am booked, I'm busy, but I'm not giving any interviews. And I loved this for her. It was giving class, black girl excellence, stage door slayage, and Megan looked right at home. Did you guys see? She looked right at home in the environment, surrounded by folks who breathe the same creative air that she does. I loved it. I loved it for her. Then the cherry on top was Megan dropped a photo of the family enjoying the Easter goodies that Prince Harry received in Ukraine. A wholesome thank you to the people of Ukraine, and for the folks still pretending that they aren't together or happy, can they explain how Harry happened to just be able to deliver the cake or the bread or whatever it was they were enjoying in the video to the same house where Megan was, enough for Megan to do the video and post it on Instagram? You see that glow, that joy, that happy. That's the kind of happy and peace you get when you leave the dysfunction behind. Uh Let me look at your comments before I move on to the next thing. Uh Lorna says that headline came from the Sussex squad. Ooh, I've been saying it for a long time, really. Okay. I think in the private sessions, Harry found out that the royal family was behind the New York incident. Do you know what? I would not be surprised. And I think Harry wanted it known so as not to twist facts of evidence given. Exactly. Because the judges were already sound. Well, I'm going by British reporting, so take whatever we saw in the newspaper with a bucket of salt, okay? But the judges, from the way they reported it, the judges initially sounded like, well, there's nothing to see here. If it doesn't matter if they did the risk assessment or not, but it seems like the story changed when they went into the private sessions. It seems like they had a lot more information. And I think they will be very hard put to continue to rule against Prince Harry having his security because, again, this is a straightforward legal issue. Your rules say before you do XYZ, you have to do this. You didn't do it. Therefore, your decision to proceed without the security was invalid. It's very simple. And I think that it would be a bad precedent for them to start if they go ahead to uphold the High Court judgment against Prince Harry getting his security. Home Office here in the UK, they are used to losing cases, so it's not a big deal about that. But we'll see. We'll see. Too much guesstimation leads to a headache, so we'll see. Uh the New York incident was a stain on New York, and I think they did an investigation and found out there was a connection to the royal family. Yeah, because the security they got the next time they went to New York, it was definitely to send a message. Do you see how heavy the security was? M. Morris says the British press lost its way eons ago. They grasp at straws since they know absolutely nothing about the Sussexes movement. Absolutely correct. Joy Woods in golden dress, and the little girl in front of the group picture is Jordan Tucson. Okay. And these days, I think that the British press, in order to find out what is going on or to keep their finger on what's happening with the Sussexes, they literally have to read Scotty's posts on Twitter. And this is the reason why sometimes when I'm reading some of the Squaddies posts on Twitter, I'm just like, oh my God, don't say this in like an open post. Go to the DM and say it with your circle of friends, you know? But sometimes the excitement is just what it is, excitement. Between Fighting Midas Touch and Megan's podcast, Joe Rogan is shook. Absolutely. The man is getting very bitter. He is getting very bitter. Okay, guys. So I didn't want to keep you here for too long as per usual. So while we are waiting, I think when is Easter? While we are waiting for the court case to for the judges to give us their decision, um I have to remind everyone, if you have not watched the Megan's podcast, please go ahead to watch it because we're likely to discuss it. And we will do a call in as well so that you can share your opinions on what you thought about the podcast and what was more impactful, the most impactful thing you got from the podcast. And since the media harassment against Prince Harry and Meghan has not stopped, as we can see, my commitment to ensuring that we're able to push forward to a UN petition against the media harassment and bullying continues behind the scenes. But guys, we need your help. We need to get to a minimum of 10k subs, and that's because the British UK charities that would otherwise engage with us would not, because they need platforms that have a minimum of 10k subscribers. So I need you to do the fastest finger challenge as you are listening to me right now. Go ahead, hit that subscribe button. Also, hit the like button while you're at it and the notification bell. Okay. The next thing we need is to get at least a 1,000 channel members. And the reason is because researching, attending legal consultations, and reporting what is necessary to move the mission forward is going to take money. We don't really like talking about money because it's uncomfortable, but the weight is not on one particular person. If we all came together to do something, we will get to where we need to go to. But I've hardly been able to make significant progress due to the lack of funds. And I was going to put something together in order to raise funds, but the when you talk finance in the Sussex squad, it immediately arouses a lot of side eyeing, judgment, and people get suspicious. They think that you're trying to defraud everyone. So I just relaxed on that, and I'm just asking you guys Support the channel with channel membership if you want to join the mission to help the Sussexes, because we this if we're able to get the UN petition going, then we can definitely assist them to this one more feather in their cap that they can use to fight against the tide of media harassment and bullying online. And the last thing is, I need 1,000 Instagram followers. And the reason is because we need to be able to effectively disseminate information to our squad as and when. Sometimes we will need to have meetings. As you know, we can have Instagram chats where we can speak, like you were doing a Twitter space. We can have conversations on how to move the movement forward. And this will boost our ability to influence the undecided opinions, people who are just coming into the chats, into the Harry and Meghan chat. We can change their minds, we can have conversations with them, we can mobilize them on Instagram. So please, if you haven't followed me on Instagram already, we are not yet at 1,000 subscribe followers on Instagram. I think we have 540. Go ahead, follow me on Instagram so that we can get this mission going. Okay, guys, please, let's not be passive about all of this. Let's actually do something. Anyway, guys, thanks for being here. That's all I have for you this evening. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss any updates. If you have any messages for me, please go ahead to send me an email. And if there's any one of you listening to me who would like to promote your channel, please go ahead to send me an email so that we can have a conversation on how to go about it. As I said before, that's all I have for you this evening. Thanks for being here and have a good evening. Bye now. Bye.